Hello, everybody. Happy Christmas.
We're back.
We're back. We're frozen here. The temperature has gone down to maybe around 22, 23 degrees.
Like our States fans there, yeah. You think you got a cold spell coming in at Christmas? Ooh, you should be here.
Ooh, cold. I have my scarf as well, just in case.
Yeah. Anyway, World Cup is over. We're getting back to the
Back
real
to the normal.
football.
Yes, yeah. So sorry for all of those long gap,
I
but
know
we're
you,
back
you
now.
missed us.
Okay.
Any
Quick word on-
memories for the World Cup? We won't get into it in detail.
we were just saying about that beforehand, what our memory from the World Cup was. I guess for me it was Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. I think that whole game, seeing Messi's demeanour, like coming into the World Cup at that point, I thought Argentina didn't really believe, and I think that was like the when they came back after that and won. And I think that was a big part of actually their success in the end. But Messi was not the player at the start of the World Cup that he was at the end of the World Cup.
Oh, yes. Well, he certainly has cemented his legacy.
Yes.
For me, I'd have to go with Morocco. I think Morocco are the fairy tale story, and I really enjoyed watching. Not only that, they played good football. They played really exciting football.
They had a good team.
Real good team attitude.
Great
And what
defending,
was great to see as well with the likes of Morocco and Iran is hit me as well was the sportsmanship. The lack of diving and helping another lad up if they were on the ground. And it was just refreshing to see when we see so much diving and in refs' faces and stuff like that.
It's true. I mean, the laws now at the moment are with referees is that they're encouraging the play acting, Players do it because they can get away with it.
Yep.
If you're going to get a penalty for someone putting a hand on your back, of course you're going to be told, go down, go down.
Yeah.
So as soon as they change the rules, that's going to stop. So FIFA are to blame for all this. They're encouraging cheating in the game that we all care about so much.
There we go.
But also I think as well, we spoke about it beforehand, is that we can see that, while the standard of football from we would consider like we saw the weaker nations has really improved, the standard across. And because they realize the importance of the competition, how important it is for them.
Yeah.
Maybe all these players on millions and millions of euros and dollars a year, it's more like become like an inconvenience.
Yeah, it's like the attitude of, say, De Bruyne. They're saying, Belgium, we don't really have a chance. We're old and all this. Our chance was 4 years ago.
Defeatism, yeah.
And he's one of the best footballers in the world.
Yeah.
And when you see likes of Canada, who had no hope and did lose all game, but they played good football.
Really, yeah, very unlucky. One of the most unlucky teams, really, in the competition.
But they were. Yeah. It was refreshing to see a team like that come in and have a go at it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was maybe our takeaway from the World Cup.
Anyway, let's get back into business. We've got a Boxing Day in a couple of days after.
St. Stephen's Day, is it?
Well, Stephen's Boxing, the 26th
of December.
The day after Christmas Day.
I think the first game was Brentford and Spurs.
This is like the first game of the season again.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to say. I would go, I'm always looking, you'll see this, a lot of home victories, irrespective of where they are in the league at the moment. This one, because of the issues with Tony, I think that betting thing is going to be is a lot.
I wouldn't bet on him playing.
I wouldn't bet on him either. Nice one, Ted. So I'm going to go for a draw. I think there we go. Home advantage will help a lot for Brentford, but because of the issues, and old Spurs, Conte always has them set up well.
Yeah.
I'll go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay, I agree. I think that it's like the start of the season again. Players won't know who they are until 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on a Saturday, because you don't know. We've been away from each other. Who's going to perform? We're going to see a new surprise team who was maybe performing badly before and suddenly be like winning all their games. So it's really hard to predict. But I think Brentford will be kind of preparing for this one. They've had all that time to work for this game. Home game as well, Christmas in front of their own fans.
Yeah.
The last time, when was it? They've only lost 1 in 7 home games as well. They're hard to beat.
They are hard to beat at home.
Spurs will be a little bit dysfunctional, I think. Maybe players coming back and so on. I think, a high-scoring draw as well. I think entertaining 2-2 draw.
That'd be nice. Just start off the old Premier League back.
Yeah.
Palace against Fulham. What's your reckoning on that?
Again, a very hard game to call. These two teams are very similar in the league.
Palace, it's a derby match, which always adds that spice.
Palace have won their last 3 home games. Fulham were unlucky to lose their last two games to City and Man United, both losing 90-minute goals, I think. Mitrovic will be I think is going to be playing. That's always very important for Fulham. I can see this being a kind of a cagey affair, like nobody wants to lose again, the first one. Yeah. Palace, I'm going to go for 1-1 on this one again. Another draw.
I'll go for the Palace win. I would say the home form of Palace is very strong anyway. I'm really impressed with Vieira. I think he's an excellent dude. Of all these great midfield players, he's the one that's really cut it. Like Lampard is still there, but Gerrard is gone. Roy Keane is gone out of the management. Vieira looks like he did in his playing it, a little cut above a lot of them.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, he definitely is put him into a good format, and they have like these three players up front who are dangerous. These and they can rotate very fluidly around. So they're always a threat for goals for a team actually that don't score a lot of goals.
Don't score many goals. Yeah.
Okay, so draw there. Then Everton and Wolves.
Everton versus Wolves. Well, this would be the one to get the snooze fest going.
0-0 written all over it?
I'm going to say maybe a home advantage. Maybe Everton might pinch one from a corner, a big Cody header or something like that. That's about it. The highlight reel match of the day will have this game last.
It could be. It has all the hallmarks. These are teams that don't score goals. Everton have won one of their last 7. No goal in 5 of the last 6 games. Failed to score in 13 games since February. And only one team has a worse record than that. And that's Wolves.
Yeah, there you go.
They've only scored. They failed to score in 14 games since February.
There we go.
So and Wolves have a new coach.
So you can be guaranteed it's going to be a 4-4 draw.
Yeah, they've got a new coach who we can't pronounce. Let's have fun. Julen Lopetegui. Sorry for all our Spanish followers. He was a previous Real Madrid coach, right?
Yeah.
Or Spanish coach.
Olen.
Lopetegui.
Lapigua.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I don't know.
And they haven't got a striker, Wolves either. So I'm going to think that Everton maybe might nick this one again from a set piece or something, 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a really good game coming up, a potential one in Leicester at home to Newcastle.
Yes. Two teams who were in form before the break.
Yep.
Am I going to go for this one?
Go on.
Leicester have really turned things around in the back. At the start of the season, they couldn't stop conceding. But they've only conceded 3 in their last 8 games, 6 clean sheets in 8. They've won their last 2 games.
Their new keeper found his voice.
Yeah, you were saying that beforehand, that Ward sort of like has made a relationship with the defence. They definitely have improved a lot there. And they do have some attacking flair. Vardy, Barnes, they've got still got Tielemans.
Yeah.
There is a bit of excitement there.
Madison is playing well.
Yeah. Newcastle as well then, they had the best record, I think, the last 5 games. They've won their last 5 games. They're really finding a little bit of form. So maybe the break is maybe coming at a bad time for them. I'm fancy Leicester to win this one. We'll see. Again, it's a hard one to call coming after the break. I just think Leicester maybe will go with it.
I can't argue with that, so I'm not going to get into too much repeating what was just said. I'll go for the draw because Newcastle defensively so solid, and that's not going to suddenly disappear even with the break.
Yeah.
I think both would be quite happy with maybe a score draw, 1-1 draw, coming back from the break.
Okay. Then Southampton and Brighton.
Now we'll see. I'm not saying anti-Brighton, but I always go like on Southampton. I have a soft spot for because of their academy. They're a great feeder club.
Team to Liverpool.
Yeah, great feeder club. So I'm going to go for a Southampton victory there. Again, they're at home. I'm going to say the Dell, but I know it's not that anymore.
What do they call it? St. Mary's, is it?
Yeah, St. Mary's, which we'll be going to shortly. What do you call it? So I'm going to go for maybe a 1-0 or 2-1 victory for Southampton. I think it'll be a close game. Brighton are playing well, but there we go.
Yeah. Brighton, suddenly they become a very... they're scoring goals, but they're also conceding goals. They've only had 1 clean sheet in 10 games. And there's been 17 goals scored in their last 4 games. So they're scoring, but they seem to be also kind of maybe not as careful as with Potter in the back line as before. Southampton, they've only 1 win in the last 10. They've one clean sheet, I think, in 21 games. So I think there's going to be goals in the game. So, but I think maybe Brighton, the better team overall. Some really good players on the Brighton team.
No.
McAllister, remember, he probably won't be playing.
He won't be playing. There's no way
Yeah,
he'll be playing.
but still, that's going to lift the team as well too. I think having that, so I'm going to go with Brighton 2-1.
Okay.
Brighton 2-1. Okay, that leads us on to I think the other games: Villa against Liverpool.
Villa Liverpool. Okay, well, I mean, that's straightforward enough. Liverpool back in it. Got knocked out of the Carling Cup there during the week against Man City, or whatever you call it. Coca-Cola Cup, Carling Cup,
The League Cup.
the Little Cup. And they're away to Villa. Now, with that Emery in, Villa won't be the pushovers that normally would be, but I think having that game on Thursday will have helped Liverpool just kind of settle down, get into their stride. I'm going for an away victory, obviously. I'll go for a 2-0
Okay.
to Liverpool.
Yeah, I watched the highlights of the Liverpool City game. Nunez didn't have his shooting boots on.
No,
Missed
he's...
a lot of chances, but maybe he needs those just to kind of get, to get back to find his sights on it. You mentioned Emery for Villa. I think he's a big factor in this game. He will be planning this game meticulously for the last, whatever at least month it is. They've won 3 of last 4, Villa. And I feel it could be a surprise here. I think Liverpool just don't seem to be at the races quite at the moment. They haven't clicked. And I think Villa will be ready for this one. So I'm going to go for a Villa win,
Okay.
1-0 on this one.
Right, let's wrap up. So we've got
Arsenal.
then the Arsenal at home to West Ham.
This is a huge game for
Big
Arsenal.
derby
Do you mind
match.
if I go first on this one?
Please do.
Yeah. This is a huge game for Arsenal because, they were obviously had the momentum before the break. They've since lost Gabriel. So we'll see, will Arsenal be able to keep the momentum they had before the break? It's hard to hit the ground running again, as all teams will need to do. But I'm glad they're playing at home because I think away to West Ham would have been much more difficult. So I'm going to go for an Arsenal win, a sneaky one, maybe 2-1 for Arsenal on this one.
I'm going to go with a bit more negative and go for the draw. I think Gabriel being injured is a huge factor there. That will really hit them in this second half of the season.
Nketiah is not the same player,
No, he won't link up with the boys the way that
Nketiah is a
Jesus
fox.
was.
Nketiah is a fox in the box. He'll get maybe about 10 touches, and they'll be like shooting our opportunity. Gabriel was all over the place, creating chances for everybody else, making spaces. So he's a different player.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Then we had Chelsea against Bournemouth. Interesting one.
Yes. Well, Chelsea, the break came at the right time. The new Potter would have been happy to have a bit of time with the players that weren't at the World Cup.
Yeah, because they lost their 3 Premier League games before the break.
They needed a break, and them in Liverpool really needed a break to kind of try and see can they settle things. And I think it will. I think the quality Chelsea have, and Potter's a good manager. He needs time to get to know his players.
Yeah.
I see Chelsea hitting the ground running here. They're in Stamford Bridge. Is it still called Stamford Bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. And yep, I'll go for a dominant victory against Bournemouth. I'm thinking 3-0, 4-1. I think they're going to put a real show on.
Okay. I'm the opposite. I still don't have no faith in Chelsea at the moment. I think they've got big problems. Sterling, I think, is it epithet or what's that word? Like something that's he's represents everything that's bad about Chelsea.
Okay, right.
And like it's sort of like no real hunger or desire, kind of Theo Walcott kind of thing, just happy to come along and play and get his money. Has talent, but not showing as far as he can go. Bournemouth have scored 8 in their last 3 games. I think that there's a bit of form with them. I think they'll be hungrier for this one. I think that they will maybe... That hunger, I think, will get them over the line. I think I'm going to go for Bournemouth to win that one.
Dreamland, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only West Ham and Everton have scored fewer first half goals than Chelsea this season.
Right.
Okay, so Chelsea just can't score goals.
So, Man United first. You go first on this one.
I think United are finding a bit of form again. They looked good against Burnley in the League Cup. Forest are terrible. Worst away record in the league. United, I think, have won 4 of the last 5, 3 clean sheets. I'm going to go for an easy 3-0 Man United win. Happy Christmas, United.
Yeah, I'd love to be going for a Forest upset, but I think, United will hit the ground running, a bit like Chelsea. Boys are back. I mean, obviously, maybe Rashford will play. Maybe
Rashford, yeah. The World Cup was actually good for him.
it was, and he scored again in the League Cup, didn't he, during the week? So he's playing. You know, back up playing. It'd be interesting to see Maguire had a good World Cup, but again, international football versus the pace of Premier League, he
England play a kind of deeper.
the heat as well. The heat as well. I was looking at it. And
he loves the heat.
You weren't going.
He grew up in Marbella in Spain with the boys.
There you go.
He was used to the heat. That's wrong. He can't play in the cold weather.
He can't handle cold weather.
He's used to Marbella in Spain.
And the thing is, in England, the forwards press him way too quickly. Where in the heat of Qatar, the forwards weren't killing themselves to put pressure on him on the ball.
Yeah, he probably won't be playing anyway.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think your man will be happy to just move him on at the end of the season if an offer comes in.
Exactly, yeah. Let's see. Gareth Southgate might buy
anyway,
him.
but yes, a United victory, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, whichever.
Okay, everyone, happy Christmas.
One more game before we go. The small last game.
Oh, yeah.
On the Thursday.
Leeds against Man City.
Man City.
Exciting game, I think.
I think it will be slightly exciting. Old Phillips, people may be wondering. We knew when he went there. He said, "Look, you're going for the money, and you'll be warming the bloody bench."
Yes.
And so I've no sympathy for him. There you go. And any idiot could have seen that.
Yeah, well, except the money talks.
Money talks, and yeah, that's what he wants for his career. Fine. I still see Man City are so good. You know, that's the way they are. They're just a different level. So they will be upsets, and this is the one that could be.
Yeah, Leeds thrive on games like this.
Leeds at home in the first game of the season as such. I'll be an optimist and call it a draw. And say Leeds will get a draw. Entertaining game though.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Leeds win. I think it's Leeds will be up for this one. Home game, they thrive on games like that. Maybe Man City need a few more games to kind of come back from the World Cup, just to kind of click things again. Different from Qatar to playing in Ellen Road, right? Leeds win for this one.
Okay, guys, we're going to leave it at that.
All the best.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hope all your dreams come true. See you soon.